Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or even you have created the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Psalms 90, verse 1 and 2. And hello. So, we are back. I just wanted to do a brief video. Quick, today is Rosh Hashanah. Yay! 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 I love Rosh Hashanah. It is the beginning of the new year. It is now year 5,778. And it has been a great year, 5,777. And anywhere where you see triple sevens, you know, that's always good. It's always good. So I decided to do this video, or one, it's Rosh Hashanah. I cannot go, and since I am now putting this out public, there's no way I cannot represent what means so much to me is, a lot of us, you know, the new year, because it represents the new stages that are unfolding in your life, what's coming to you and everything. And I'm also doing this video, as you see, I'm sitting on steps here, because steps, you know, it represents our life and our ascension into different levels in our lives. So I'm starting off on, I didn't start here, but for the seat I'm sitting on right now is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the 4th step. And number 4 represents creation. And creation always represents the evidence of God. The 4 corners of the, you know, of the world, earth, you know, the wind, environment. It represents the evidence of who God is. And as you say, as we all, I still have a ways to go before I get to the top. And that's definitely, it's doable. It's always doable. And God give us the strength, because there's those that's already up there that knows it's doable, because the power of God is in us. So the purpose and why I made this video, I said in my prior videos that my mother had, she had departed from this part of the world and entered to the heavenly realm on February 27th, 2017. And I had already been writing about 15 years prior to that. And like my mother and like anyone else, when you go through a loved one passing, there's an emotional growth period that you're going to have to go through. There's things going on in your emotions now that's become on a higher level than it's come on a higher level than what was your basic everyday, right? So and with my mother passing, this is what got me in my writing, is it was the connection into was something that was very dramatic that happened to me in my life. And God got me into writing. And I know there's one almighty being, there's one creator that is the creator of everything. Because what happened to me is when I went through something that was very dramatic, and this happened in, it was year 2001, and we all know too, for Americans, I live in America. So the biggest thing that happened in 2001 was 9/11. And the situation that was about to unfold in my life happened three months. It happened in December, so 9/11 happened September 11th. October, November, December, it happened 3 months later. And it happened on the 21st. And I was noticing that after that happened, I was going through, about 2 or 3 months later on that same date, something dramatic would happen to me that was loud, and something that was in and emotional, something that is like when you go through things in life, when you know it grabs you emotionally, it's not just something that is of a mental response. Although everything we do in life, it takes an effect on our emotions, but we are aware when it's something that gears more out at our emotions than, you know, the basic level. So that got me into writing, because that also got me into, you know, what my whole book is on is the confirmation of a supreme being, whether you have a relationship with him or not. But it's the it is the acknowledging that there is one supreme being. Like, we all have thought, and we all have a mind and a brain and memories, and we all have. Let's just deal with just the conscious in itself. When you're dealing with the conscious in itself, we all know that we can say things and we can speak it within an internal world that's in our mind, and no one else can hear. And when I learned, and that I know in confirmation now, that there is a supreme being that is the creator of this great force, which is where everything we see comes from, because everything we see was created twice. It was first created in our mind, and then it was created when you see it in front of you. Is the proof. Actually, that's the proof of the creation, because the creation starts in the thought first. So, and for myself, you know, so I went through a situation that was dramatic in my life that got me into writing, and I was noticing similarities of certain things happening to me that was into this great situation that I had went through. The similarities of it was happening to me on that same date. And I was saying to myself, I can see if it just happened. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't have. I would have remembered, but I wouldn't have made the connection the way God has revealed to me now, had it not been on the same date. So God got me. So what God had took me into was timing and keeping account of when I went through things in life, when I got my new job, and when I was terminated or I left, but documenting it. And it was revealing things through the years. And then I began to notice that there was this beautiful story that time was writing. That for those, like, if you did not know events and look at an event and know, oh, that's painful, because we see it and we know emotions. That we see someone smiling, we know, okay, something happened. We see somebody sad, we know, okay, something bad something bad that happened. Without going on any emotional response, to be able to look at the number and know what event and emotions it was bringing, it was revealing to you of what was occurring in your life. That was just the most mind-blowing thing for me ever. So I'm just doing this little short, brief video. I was trying to make it as brief as I possibly can. And just two numbers I want others, anyone out there who sees this video, who watches it, I want you to take notice of. This is something that God brought out for me. Like I said, it was through the passing of my mother that I couldn't get these videos out to my family personally, that I end up going into YouTube. And I love people, and I want to help everyone. That's what I've been writing for since 2002, doing my clothing line for, is to bring into the world the truth of the existence of God and his love in every single way in our life, whether it's when the sun is shining, when it rains, when the wind blows, the friends you see and the enemies, or whom you perceive to be enemies. Because everyone around you is telling you the story that they take part in your life, of a book that has already been written and stamped. Had not been so, there would not be no time or no reason for us to follow this. And this is the one thing we all know none of us have control in. And we're all being forced to follow this. We all wake up in the morning and we have a certain deadline to make. We got to get up. We got to take care of the family. We have to go out for work. We have meetings to do. We have appointments. There's work that has to be done in that day. And there's deadlines. There's times that's set. And when we miss that time, what happens? We miss that appointment. We miss that deadline. We miss that investment deal. You know? So where God was showing me is that when you understand it more in times, you know where you can also to put your effort in, and where it's time for you not to put that effort in it. Sometimes we reach out for a lot of things and don't know which is also is excellent. But also as you grow in life, what the steps represent, you begin to learn how you get past the steps and you make it. You learn where to dodge at and where to step. Sometimes on this step, it's only good to step in the center and not on the side to make it up to the next step. In other words, it's for people who say, I keep going through the same thing happening over and over and over again, and I cannot get out of this system. I cannot break this system, and why these same situations keep happening to me that I don't want to happen. That's what God was revealing to me too. Through a dramatic situation that happened that was based on something, even very young, that I asked God about, why can I get out of this part? The emotions. Emotions is something, the greatest man to the least, the poorest to the richest, we are all succumb to. We all have to go through this part of our life that we're not able to control. So there's things that happen that we're able to control, and things that, because there's one almighty being, that we're forced to go through, because it is the building blocks that gets us to the next level. So for those that go around that circle over and over again, and those that don't, you just want to keep moving forward, want to make sure that you're making the right decision. All these things are revealed to you in time. It's all revealed in numbers, and it's such a prevalent reason why we wake up in the morning and we having to follow this time. Time is telling us a story, and I'm one who I love. I'm more visual. So if you give me a book, I'm not going to sit down there and read it to get to the end to find out all the goods. I'm not that type. I want to know and be able to put things into motion immediately. And I don't, like everyone else, I don't want to have to wait forever to see the results. I want to be able to see that these results and these things are happening now. Also, too, that's where time reveals. So what God was also taught me, where He's taking me to, for when I was going through the situations, like I said, this is something that happened to me in 2001. It's 2017 right now. And the climax for me, because I'm not married, I don't have, I'm not in a relationship or anything, I don't have children, all my love went into the closest person to me, which is my mother. And we're still in connection still to this day. That's another part I'll tell in another video. For anyone out there who's lost someone and you're wondering if they can still hear you, or if they feel you, or if this connection is still there. Yes, yes. That all has to do with, like, here, we see things twice. So for anyone who knows the power of God, and you know that in order to be in connection with God, that is a benefit for you, you got to be quiet at times to hear His voice, right? That's the same way in the connection with the loved ones that cross on and enter into the spiritual realm of peace, which is freedom. They're able to still connect with the loved ones that's still in this world, that are still maturing until they're able to continue on. So I wanted to go over just 2 or 3 numbers that I want people to start to look for. So I said before, like, these are numbers that you're going to see every day. It's a reason, and you know that time is it's a reason time, it goes 24 hours. So we go through this circle on this clock, and we're seeing these same repetition, these same numbers repeating itself. And the repeat itself, that is the proof too, and the evidence of the mercy and God's love of us, that He wants us to learn, and He wants us to grow, and He wants us to get to higher levels in life of this closeness and this oneness with Him. I'm going to have to break because I believe that's my beautiful sister. So give me out a moment, and I'm going to send out the next clip and just give out everyone the video, a video on the numbers that I want people to just pay attention in your day, and you'll see what it brings through you in that day. That you know that there's always a gift in every single day that is awaiting for you. It's awaiting there for you, every single one of us, okay? So, Baruch Hashem, and yes, blessed be Rosh Hashanah. All right, see you soon.